What is up, ladies and gents? We are back. I am the Guitarist 562 and I do video game guides and walkthroughs. And in today's video, I'm going to showcase one of the builds that I like to use for the healing support build for tier 1. It took a while to get a lot of this stuff, mainly because back then it was harder to get the items, but now with the coming of tier 2 and tier 3, it's much easier to get these items. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are aware that the best piece is the Transcendent gear, mainly because of the fact that with the Transcendent gear, you get cooldown speed at 7.5 and then skill heal 25%. Now, the thing about the Transcendent gear is it's really good because it gives you specific traits to focus on, like magic evasion and melee evasion. Now, why would that matter in a fight? Well, if you're going to be doing a build, you don't want to mix and match, especially like early on, if you want to focus on an evasion build, because like I've said before, people usually have like around 2000 evasion, and if you don't max out the evasion that you have now, especially with resonance, you're going to miss out on a bunch of different things. Now, you can use a 2-piece Transcendent for the cooldown and then 2-piece for something else, of course. And that's entirely up to you, but this is just my recommendation for the pieces. Now, for the pieces of gear, I'm going to show you. I have it right here: melee endurance, melee evasion, and magic evasion. The reason I have endurance is because of the fact that, as you all know, melee players tend to have a lot of hit rate. For example, great sword players usually have, I would say, anywhere between 1500 to 1700, potentially even more, depending on the kind of gear that they're running. Now, how do I get this Transcendent piece? Let's go ahead and take a look how to acquire. So this one, you can get it from Valley of Slaughter. You can get it from Guild Raid, Cornelius. You can hunt for it in Cornelius. You can get it by crafting as lithograph, or you could buy it on the market. Before, I think you were able to do it on Death's Abyss, but I don't think it's there anymore now. Yeah, they replaced it with the chest piece here. So now let me go ahead and show you the traits that this has. It has magic evasion, melee evasion, and melee endurance. Now, obviously, as a support player and PvE or PvP, you can choose whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you which traits to choose. I'm just showing you what I have. That way you can make your own educated opinion. And now here's the resonance list. As you can see, you can get more melee evasion and magic evasion right there, or some endurance or max mana. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on right now so that way you can see for yourself. And I'm also gonna let's see, take this off and put on my wand, and then we can actually see how much mana I'd actually have if I rocked that build. All right, so now I have that. Now let's go to the chest piece, which I just bought off the marketplace. It's right here. So the Transcendent chest piece and the Transcendent helmet. Where is the helmet? One second. Here's the helmet. And let's go find the chest piece again. All right, so now we got the two 2-piece active. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. So let's go ahead and change a couple of skills so you can see for yourself the cooldown and how much, and you can decide whether you want to incorporate that yourself. Let's see, skill heal. Let's go ahead and put that on. This, and no, I don't want that one. This one, I believe, and this one. I think this is one. Let me double check. That's the problem with these skills. All right, Saint's Oath on taking skill damage to apply. No, I do not want that one. Increase mana region. Let's go. Oh yeah, it's this one right here. Let's go ahead and take that one. All right, so now we can actually see the heals. So without the 2-piece, let's take it off. So 40 seconds, and the swift healing, 10 seconds. All right, that's what that looks like. Hold on, I made a mistake. Let's go back to my healing build right here, and then we'll just do accordingly. So there you go. All right, now with that, let's do it again. 10 seconds. All right, now let's go ahead and put on the pieces of gear so you can see for yourself how much more it actually influenced it overall. Let's reset these stats as well, because we're going to actually go up to 50 Wisdom. Actually, hold on. I apologize. All right. Where is it? All right. Reset stats completely. We're not going to have anything on. So that way you can see what it looks like. Bare bones. Okay. So 10 seconds. And 37 seconds. All right. And that was with it on. So we're gonna go ahead and take that off, and then we're gonna add some more. Now you can see right here my cooldown speed is 5%. If you put it up to 50, which we will do. Now, obviously, get your armor pieces to +8, and I'm gonna show you what this looks like. Let's take this off here, because I'm gonna do gear transfers to show you what it could potentially look like. All right. So now I got this piece, unlock that. Now I can transfer it over so you can see. So if I were to transfer over and get the chest piece to +9, I would get 4 perception, 630 max health, and 4 stamina regen, which is really good. So keep that in mind. So that's 4 perception right there. So now that I have the pieces off, let's go ahead and heal again. 10 seconds and 40 seconds for the big heal. And you saw right there for the other heal. And if you want to see what it looks like, I'm not sure if this actually shows in the actual skill itself. 31.7 seconds, 10.6, and 39.6 seconds. Now let's go ahead and put that on and see if it actually reflects in the skill itself right there in the actual writing as well, which will be pretty cool if it does. If it does, then that's something new I learned just now. All right, so let's see if it does. Yeah, it does. That's awesome. So now the cooldown went from 10.6 to 9.9 seconds. This one went from 39.6 to 37.1. And this one went from 20. You saw. I'm not even going to go back. 29.7 seconds. Now, the cool thing about that too is you're actually going to add more because of the gear that you're going to be having later on. So for future reference, I'm not gonna make the video super long. I'm gonna make it long, but just if you want to know the pieces: helmet, transcendent, chest, legs, and gloves, transcendent. Boots are good for melee evasion. I mean, you can use the whole setup if you really want to, but the reason I don't like the boots is because like you don't get any stats from it at all. So you should swap that out for something else. But I used to see before the gloves were accessible, it was the boots and the pants. But now that they made the gloves accessible, people are starting to switch it up for that. All right, so let's go ahead and put the pants on now. Get wisdom 5, damage reduction 9, and collision resistance. So as you can see, it's really good for PvP because of the damage reduction and the collision resistance. So let's go ahead and look at the traits off the chest piece. So the chest piece can give you max HP, buff duration, which is really good for stuff like buffs that you have for your team. Melee evasion and magic evasion again, most of the time you'd want magic evasion, melee endurance, and buff duration. Or melee endurance, max HP, and buff duration. Those are just, recommendations. Take it with a grain of salt. Now, let's go ahead and look at the legs. The legs are right here. Trait list. You get debuff duration, melee evasion, and magic evasion. I would opt in with the magic evasion, melee endurance, and then debuff duration. But, that was before, I did my own thing. This was when I first started. And I did magic evasion, melee evasion, debuff duration, but that was before tanks and everything can go up to like 1700 hit points. Hit rate. So it was actually viable at the time, but like now with the new meta, it's almost impossible. So now let's go ahead and look at the boots now. I'm get to the gloves right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the boots on. And now, as you can see, I have let's see. No extra stats, but I get melee evasion and movement speed. So that's why these boots are kind of gross. They used to be really good. People are going to say, oh, but the melee evasion is nice. It is. You get max mana, mana regen, magic evasion, melee evasion, stuff like that. Oh, I forgot to show you the resonance for the other ones. But yeah, let's go back to the top so I could show you really quickly the resonance list. Go ahead and pause right there. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the legs, and then you're gonna go ahead and pause as well if you want to take a look. All right, now let's go ahead and look at the boots, and then I'm gonna let you pause right there so you can see the resonance list. And now lastly is the gloves. The gloves are right here. I'm not gonna equip them because it's gonna cost a significant amount of resources to upgrade these, and I'm not gonna do that because I have already so many set pieces that I just don't want to invest it. But if you want to see what it would look like if it was +8, I believe I have the gloves in front of me. If not, I might have them in storage. Now they're right here. Now let's go ahead and do a transfer so you can see the points. So you get 6 perception at +8, mana cost efficiency 10.3%, and you might not think that's a big deal, but it is because of the fact that for support, you're constantly burning skills for in PvP because you're healing your entire team. It not so much for PvE, but for PvP, definitely very important. Now let's go ahead and look at the traits that this bad boy gets. You get max mana, attack speed. Obviously choose. I would definitely keep attack speed for PvP. If there's other healers in the chat, what are your recommendations? Again, I was a paladin healer, so I really just didn't PvP too hard. But yeah, so now here's the complete setup right here. I'm gonna go ahead and show what my heal looks like with these two pieces off. Give me a second to actually equip the right skills. Let's see, where's the staff at? Because obviously I'm going to be using staff. Let's see, asceticism. Let's see, sure. Let's see, mana amp, and that's good enough. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and heal myself right now so you can see the numbers. 1874 times 2, 2436, 2762. All right. 1838. 367, 373. Now let's go ahead and see what those look like with the full 4-piece set. I'll put on the gloves right now. Where are they at? Let's see. There they are. All right, so now I have the 4-piece. I'm gonna go ahead and add the wisdom later. And now let's see the heals now. 2638, 3003, 2512. Now you're gonna wonder, oh, the heals are inconsistent. Oh yeah, because they can heavy and they can do their own thing. So I'll go ahead and heal. 2298. The fountain is more consistent because you can see more the numbers. 449, 340, 447, 345. And there you go. Now we're going to go ahead and put the wisdom up to 50 to see the real cooldowns. Look at the cooldown as it's going up. So before, this is what my cooldown was right now. My current cooldown. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. 20.6%. And I should leave the city actually, because you can get an actual number if you leave the city. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the city right now, because you do get like city buffs. I don't know if they give you cooldown buffs, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So cooldown 20.6% still. So all right, now let's go ahead and start putting this up. I'm gonna go up to 50 because 50 is around where the cooldown speed. You can go up to 60 and get the max mana to 900. All right, so now let's go ahead and look at the skills again to see what the cooldowns are. So now it went from like 40 seconds to 33.9 seconds. This one went to 9.1 seconds. So you shaved off the full second versus the 10.6, and this one shaved off up to 27.2 seconds. So, and then it goes 7 seconds right there. 25. 31. Let's go ahead and look at it again, because there's also other stuff at play, obviously. So let's go ahead and look at your mastery, see if there's any more cooldown right here. Yeah, an extra 2% right here. It's not bad. All right. So with all that, you can be a pretty decent healer for PvP. So that's just kind of like a tier 1 build I would recommend. Let's go ahead. And for the boots, it's really hard to say for tier 1 because you want to look for points for sure, but I mean, again, most people are going to say just keep the melee evasion, just, you know, bite the bullet. Accessories, you're going to choose for yourself. I'm just telling you for the armor because everyone has different opinions on what to wear. But let me go through the setup again to show you how to acquire each piece. This one is in Death's Abyss and Island of Terror. These are 2 pieces that you can get. Let's see, trait list, how to acquire, there you go. Mansion of Tragedy and Void Waste. These are the 2 dungeons you can do in the future to get these items. I believe you can get them in the open world as well. See, open Dark Wizard, see, where you can get it right here at this Shadow Crypt. It drops as like an open world drop. Let me double check to see if the chest does the same too. Abyssal Contract. Yep, Elite Scout at Bricant Mansion, but that's in Talandre, so that's probably not going to be on Amazon for a while. So definitely not. I'm not even going to waste your time, and don't even worry about that. Now let's look at the pants to see how to acquire those. Torture Chamber of Screams, Guild Raid from Nirma, Elite Archer from Talandre, so ignore that. Hunting is Nirma again. So these are the only ways to get these. So that sucks. Before, I believe you could have got it from, I believe it was called Tyrant's Isle. It used to be here, but now it's not there no more. Now the last piece is the boots. The boots used to be a drop from a dentist, but now let's see how they changed it now. Let's see where the boots are at. I don't see them. Oh, here they are. How to acquire. Carmine Rage Island and Forest of Grudge. So this is Talandre, ignore that. Carmine Rage Island right here. That's a tier 2 dungeon. And Queen Bellendir. So they swapped it out, so now it's just a drop from Bellendir. If you really want to roll your chances, you can also get all 5 of those different things from Substance Transmutations right here. Or Substance Transformation, and then just roll for it right here. As you can see right here, go to 4. Any of these items can come from there. Alright, I think you can get it. No, just tier 4 and above. But that's just a tier 1 build that you can do. Now listen, for if your PvP is if you're mainly gonna focus on PvP, definitely go for the Slaughter's Collar, you know, Beast King Gilded Glided Bracers. The ring, you can choose whatever you want. I like this one because it gives you 4 wisdom, 4 perception, Transcendent Magic Ring that you can get from Queen Bellendir, but I get it from rolling from the Transmutations now and Tychon's Bloodlust Belt. The reason I don't want to go into depth with these is because we don't know what it's going to be like in the future for these items, so that's why I don't even want to talk about it. But with everything else, you should be fine. So like, you know, let me give you an example of, let's see if I put on some boots. I think I have some +9 tier 1 boots. If not, let me go ahead and check my storage. I'm going to go ahead and go to the main city because I'm pretty sure I have Reaper boots in my storage box. But the support and the Transcendent piece, I know some healers run 2-piece Transcendent, and they might run 2-piece like something else. But some of the healers that I met, especially early game, they were running the 4-piece that didn't have the gloves because it was just a Queen Bellendir drop, so it was really hard. They would have preferred the gloves because of the stats, but because of the fact that they couldn't get the boots, it was fine. All right, here we go. Reaper's Footsteps. So just to kind of give you an idea of what that would be like, let's go ahead and put these on. Obviously, I'm not going to use these, but just so you guys can have an idea of what kind of like stats you're going to get. I have 18 points left over. Obviously, since it's PvP, you want to have 60 perception. And if you want, you know, the stats, there you go. I'm missing, you know, 2 more perception here, and I'm missing 6 perception here. So... I mean 2 more, so 4 perception I'm missing in total, so I'd have 10 more points and I could put it into somewhere else. But usually 50, 60, and like 40 is fine, or 50 for the heavy attack chance right here. But yeah, it's really nice. You get a good amount of mana. Like if you can see, my mana right now is 12k, and my HP is like 15k. Definitely you want to fully trade your stuff. You got to remember I'm missing some HP too because I didn't fully trade for that as well. But let me know what you guys think about this tier 1 build. Again, ignore the accessories because you will choose what your playstyle, what's best for you. Okay. I'm just giving you a build that people can run for PvE or PvP, how to get the gear, and basically where to farm it, and what it looks like when you actually apply it on and see if it's actually worth it. So 30 seconds to 40 seconds on some of the big heals. That's a major difference. So like you don't really notice it on the smaller heals like Swift Healing, but overall it's pretty good for support. I'm sorry it was a long video. I didn't think it was going to be that long, but it is what it is. Tomorrow I'm going to show you the 4-piece Reaper set so you guys can see what that looks like as like stats, because I do have a lot of that stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know what other tier 1 builds that you are curious about, because I know you're going to want stuff for release on Amazon, which is basically less than a month away. So thank you guys for watching, and as always guys, stay blessed.